Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Tartarus Key. I'm starting on the main screen again. This is part 7. Maybe the final part? Hmm? Hmm? I would be quite interested in it being the final part, personally. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Well, wait. Huh? Oh, no, it is working. I thought for a second I would have to redo the puzzle again. Okay. Um, well, let's take a look at what we got here. I think that's the director's office. And then this, I guess, shows all of the rooms in the game, right? No, that's where we woke up. That's the office. I did it. Now, where's the exit? Damn. There's a reference to an exit lock, but it's in the director's room. Luckily, I can unlock their door. Just one more stop. I'm so close. Hang in there, guys. I'm getting you out, I promise. Nice. So this is the camera feeds from, I guess, everywhere? This is the bathroom. Hmm. Are there any Easter eggs on any of these feeds? I don't know. I don't want to like belabor the point too much, but Also, gratuitous holographic display panel. Gotta love it. Better not touch it. The data is fragile as it is, and with the whole house under this computer's control, who knows what damage I could do. Okay. So now we can get into the director's office. Oh my god. This office is horrendous. How could you ever get any work done in here? Good lord. Sorry, that's probably like gonna make you vomit. Whoa, these are mostly empty. Someone's hitting the bottle a little heavy. Good. I hope wherever they are, they choke on it. TV remote. A remote. This must turn on that big TV. Director's remote control. TV remote. Can I pull out the batteries? No. These are all books on theater and design? Stuff about symbolism and art, too. They look well worn. Were these used as research on set design? I mean, yeah. It is a production, at the end of the day. A show, as they described. But they only do it once every 5 years. Pocket watch? Okay, do I use it? I guess I just, like, go examine the TV? Let's see if this remote works. A blueprint page. Cross-section view of somewhere in the mansion? Where is that? There's stairs? Arrows? Why is it here? Huh? Is that it? Do I just leave? Like I take a screen cap of this? Well, I don't know. Oh, next slide. An abstract painting, very different from the rest of the decor. The pattern looks familiar. You're gonna have to explain to me how that looks familiar to you, Alex. The Vitruvian Man. Oh, wait, no, that's not. Yeah, it's like a dog head. And that's too many limbs. Looks like it cycles now. Gotta be a clue there. Yeah, a clue to what, exactly? I wonder if this is like a clue to all of the friggin' horrible paintings in here. So like, so this one? Huh, like the picture. This must be it. A hidden control panel. Let's see here. I think that's unlocked something important. Main gate access point. Digital override available. Are we actually getting out of here? I should check back with Torres. Okay. But what about the first slide? Like, what about this? Is this like the cellar room? It's like an arrow. Because, like, it's a bunch of barrels, right? Or a bunch of circles? I don't know. I'm just wondering if this is, like, too... This feels a little too easy. You know what I mean? Good news. Yeah, I've managed to get it open. Are you saying we can leave? Yeah, that's right. Everything okay? Just a nagging feeling. Probably nothing. It's been a long night. Yes, it has. One we've only managed to get through thanks to you, which is why I'm asking you if you're ready to leave. No. I'm sorry, but no. Excuse me? This doesn't feel off to you? Us just waltzing out without answers? On the contrary, I'll do the electric slide out of those damn doors as soon as you get a move on. We can't just leave. There are so many things unanswered. I confess, I agree. The universe has enough mysteries without us leaving this one unresolved. Could you really live with yourself if you left without bringing this to light? Did all of you collectively hit your stupid, heroic heads while I wasn't looking? Good God, this isn't some grand conspiracy, or, another one. Yeah, says one of the rich dicks who put us here. I beg your pardon, but I had nothing to do with your current predicament. I would have been very grateful not to have met any of you. No offense. Yeah, well, all I know is, without Alex, I'd still be down there, alone, in the dark. I don't want to think about that happening to anyone else. Alex, for someone I just met, you've earned a lot of my trust. If you think we should stay, I trust your judgment. Agreed. Oh, wow, that was unexpectedly emotionally heavy. Look, that means a lot, but I'm going on alone. What? You most certainly are not, young lady. I'm not risking everyone's lives based on a gut feeling. If you don't hear from me in the next hour, I want you to go. Alex, please, at least let me help you. I need to feel as if I've done something to repay you. I didn't save you so you could owe me, Charles. Just look after each other, okay? I'll be back soon. You will come back. I've never met a tougher person. We'll see you real soon, Alex. If you change your mind, we'll be here. Stay safe. That wasn't Alex talking. That was Torres. Okay. I wanted to just be like, William, do you have any more scathing commentary? Honestly, it's worth not leaving for getting William to be like, I'll do the electric slide. What the fuck just happened? What? Huh? I feel like I just got turned around. What the hell happened? Luckily, I'm recording this, so I'll be able to figure that out, but... It's this one. These barrels kind of resemble the director's diagram from The Office. There are no coincidences in this place. I'm opening it. A secret passage? I'm not surprised, but... that air smells so stale. Guess I should crawl through. Hidden crypt. Huh. Well, Torres did say that secret rooms like this are very common. I swear if one of these things starts moving, I'm going to lose it. And not in a way anyone will like. Please be fake, please be fake, please be fake. Small pedestal. A small pedestal. Colorful commentary, Alex, really. This looks ancient. I can barely make out the inscription on the lid. Service in suffering. Reward in death. Man, I hate these people. An angel statue. Okay. A statue of an angel, well crafted, but falling apart with age. I found it sitting on the right pedestal. Okay. What do you mean statue pickup? Oh, a gargoyle? a loose statue, like the others. Must have been sitting on the middle pedestal at one point. Oh, I've been picking up weird crap all night. Why stop now? Okay. A statue of death. It's sitting on the opposite side to the angel statue. For some reason, there aren't any spiderwebs on these statues. It's like the spiders stayed away. Because they've been moved? Okay. All of the mummies produce the same reaction. Oh! It's, the alchemical symbols again. But I don't really have any hints about that. Inscription. There's an inscription. The path to hell is revealed with the offerings of the damned, choosing to ignore any inherent symbolic meaning there. Okay. This looks ancient. I can barely make out the inscription on the lid. Service and suffering, reward and death. There's an inscription. The path to hell is revealed with the offerings of the damned. Choosing to ignore any inherent symbolic meaning there. Okay. I think this is a gargoyle? That or one ugly dog. I found it behind a coffin. I assume it was moved from the central pedestal. A statue of death. I found it sitting on the left pedestal. I put the gargoyle there. I mean, it's the offering of the damned, right? Okay. I mean, I can rotate this, but I don't have any indication of why I would do that, or for what. Whoa, the inscription changed. These symbols definitely weren't here before. What's making them appear? More fancy electronics like I saw in R&D? I hope so. Oh. So this tells me, so Mercury, the sun and moon, and the other thing. Okay, the sun and moon isn't available. Oh wait, yeah it is. Okay, so Mercury, sun and moon, and the other thing in the middle. Okay, great. What about the angel statue? The Z, triangle, and a hashtag, but with two little eyeballs in it. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And then the gargoyle, but it's all fucked up. So you can only barely really tell what it is. So we just kind of have to guess and check. I don't know. Kind of sort of make something out, but like that. Yeah, I think that's the right one on the bottom. The one on the left, I'm not sure. Out of all of these, it looks the most like the Z to me, but it could be something else. I guess that's right. That's kind of the one that you can maybe just trial and error. So. Okay, cool. Go down the stairs. Sealed crypt. Alrighty. Gosh. This game has so many escape rooms, but they are much less elaborate than like a zero escape room. Because the puzzle, there's pretty much like one puzzle per room. A handle. What's that? Some kind of rod? Doesn't look old enough to be buried with this poor person. A handle. I wonder... Because you know how I've been talking about how, like... Well, I mentioned this earlier, but, like, there were a lot less optional conversations after, like, the first few rooms. And I wonder if, like, there was an intent to do that, but the devs, like, just ran out of money and time and just never were able to add that kind of stuff in. Because it seems like that would be intended. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we kind of saved, like, Charles, Ruth, and Kai, and they just sort of never had anything else to say. And I'm gonna be real, like, Kai and Ruth, their characterization is, like, very simple. Like, Kai just seems like normal, just like that's their whole deal. They're like very normal. And then like Ruth is just like the nicest doctor ever, which is like great. But like you can tell that William and Torres are like much more complex and interesting characters, and Alex herself as well. And Charles is also a bit one note. He's the nutty professor. Like, so I shouldn't give Charles a pass, even though I like the character archetype of the nutty professor a bit more than the nicest doctor ever and normal, the most normal NB in the world. So, not to say that NBs can't be normal, I just mean, like, the most normal person, you know. Anyway. I'm also not seeing much to do here except for stick the handle in this, so looks like the handle fits in here perfectly. Okay, cool. Well, that's a lot of stairs. No going back now. I have to see this through. Okay, what if we went up? No. There's like, nope, don't go up. You silly goose. Going up is for losers. Going down is the best. Sweet. Nice. Okay. Guess it's nearly dawn. Wow. This area is so pretty. Wow. Okay. Oh, you know what these remind me of immediately? Huh? Oh, you can swap them. Okay. But you know what they remind me of immediately? Looks a lot like a 1. There's this like tile room in Dungeons of Dreadmore, where you can place a bunch of tiles in like a certain order and then pull a lever, and then like a specific effect happens. That's what it like reminds me of a lot. Anyway. Cavestone pedestal. Okay, this looks decidedly less high-tech than the stuff in the mansion. So how do I... Torres would probably say that was done with lights or lasers, but the air in this place feels strange, heavy, charged. What do I do? I just moved that with my mind? Oh, my head. Feels like something's digging around in my skull. Okay. Well, we can interact with these sigils. Ah, and the sigils determine what, like, rotato we get. But what am I rotatoing for? Oh, okay. Well, energy is entering from the bottom here. So, do that. Okay. And then... Aha. And then that points that way. And then I can do this. But... that's not right. Okay, so that sends that to the pedestal. The pedestal. It's lighting up. I should try getting all 3 shards to glow. Okay, so I have to hit it 3 times with the energy. So... once isn't enough. You have to split it somehow. So are there any of these like 3-pronged? Cave sigil. Sigil. They don't look the same. It's just this one that's like a straightaway. Oh, here we go. Is this a 3-prong? Yes. Yes. Yes, queen. Okay. So we swap that. So now it splits into 2 directions. Okay. And then is there another 3-pronger? Yes, one right here. Okay. So once again, it splits in 3 directions, or in 2 directions. But then I have to like make it split again in like a satisfying way. So what if I replace this one with the 3-pronger? And now it's like that. Boom! Okay. Or wait. Maybe that's not right. Maybe that's not what we want. Okay, what if I swapped this one with this straightaway, right? So we do that, and then that points there. And then... Oh, okay, I see. I think I see. So actually the 3-prong needs to be here. And this needs to be here. This can point that way, but then this can do that. Okay. Simple enough. Your ancient magic, I don't know, gateway puzzle is no match for me. I don't know if it's smart to keep going deeper into this place, but I'm so close. I can feel it. Alex, were you the Tartarus key the whole time? Also, I'm gonna drop a save or whatever, because, you know, coward and whatnot. Also, it feels like, yeah, it feels like if we left earlier, then, like, the Reed guy would just, like, show up and, I don't know, kill us or something. My flashlight is just kind of on. Oh. What? Hello? Oh, my head and guts feel like they're being churned. What is this place? And, hey, who the hell are you? Hey, you. Oh god, I have to come up with a different voice for this guy. He looks like fucking Duke Nukem. Okay, this guy's a bro. What the hell's going on here, man? Were you in on this? The hell did you do to me? This ain't what we agreed on. Ugh! If I could just move. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to you? Don't act dumb with me. This is supposed to be part of your little show, you perverts. Well, I ain't playing. What did you do to me? Was it something in the paint? What is this? Just hold on, okay? I'll figure this out and I'll... I know you. You were in my room. Oh my god. You're the one who brought me here. Stop flapping your lips and get me the fuck out of here or I'll... You really can't move, can you? Is this how you wanted us to feel? Powerless? Helpless? Hey, look. This was nothing personal, okay? It's just a job. You get it, right? Come on, help me out here. I can't move a muscle. And my controller has disconnected, ruining the scene. Gotta love it. Okay, we're back. Uh-oh. I skipped some dialogue. Hopefully it wasn't important. The atmosphere in this place is so oppressive. Like when I met Charles and saw that thing. What is that? It's so beautiful. Feels like I gotta... What are you doing? Hey, lady, please. I'm begging you. What's that? In my head. Sounds like... Please don't leave me alone here with it. Alex, you touched the eldritch vagina. Of course you get sucked in. Ugh, what was that? It was like my body was moving on its own. Ugh, my stomach feels like it's been turned inside out. Where am I? What the hell's going on? We're on the other side of the mirror. We have to... My head, it feels so fuzzy. This feels familiar. Is this real? I don't know, Alex, but we gotta find the hatchet. What the... Hello? Swear I heard something. Now we're on the other side of the mirror. This painting, it fell? No, not this one. The reflection. That's right. Okay, so we were in the reflection. This painting, there was a hole behind it. Whoa, I barely touched it. Didn't this happen? Did I do that? In that case, the next thing is... I've been here before. Was I my own reflection? I mean, that's typically how it goes, Alex. I remember feeling so helpless. Torres was trapped, dying, and I was only able to help her because of... The axe. The axe from the mirror. How do I have this? My head is all fuzzy. Is this what happened? Did I help myself? Ugh, nothing in this place makes sense. Why should it start now? Okay, get ready, me. One axe-based Deus Ex Machina coming up. You know, when I get out of here, my therapist and I are gonna have a lot of stuff to unpack. Okay, well, we know what to do, right? This wall. There was a giant hole which the bookcase was covering. Should I make it? How would I even do that? Well... Hello? You. Who is this? Do you know what's happening? No response. We need the chemicals, right? And centrifuge ready. Aww. Oh, can we just walk behind the wall? Bone saw. Need one of these for the wall. Looks like I'm gonna have to make it myself. Music's a little loud here. I might turn it down. It's just like a little bit much. Or maybe I just need to turn down my own headphones. I think that's what I'm gonna do. This is where I met Ruth, but... There was a body here. A body that looked like... This is how I found part of the antidote. But there's no sign of that now. Am I supposed to help myself again? Set the stage? I think this was how I looked when I found myself? God, this is so messed up. And I'm so tired. Ugh! Damn it! Stop jerking me around like this! Where the hell am I now? Well, we're in here, right? In Kai's room. Whoa. Yeah, that's just Kai. It's Kai. Okay. This is very Silent Hill. Are you the one behind everything? I almost drowned. All your pain, all your anger, all your despair. You are worthy. Worthy? Of what? You. I'm not afraid of you. After everything you've done, I'll show you what I'm worthy of. Oh, we break open the door. We're the one who broke open the door. Okay. This place. This is the other side of the door that was boarded up. To find Kai, I need to create a path for myself. Okay. 1, 2... Whoa. And now I'm back here again? Tell me what's going on. Tell me what the point of all this is. Hey, I'm talking to you, damn it, if you want my help. This one is beyond help. Huh? This one is undeserving. A mistake wrought by a careless hand, leaving a way forward, a crack, a mote in the eye of the universe for you to slip through. That voice, we have spoken before, yet never so clearly, close enough to touch. It has been eons since I could parley with one of your kind, longer still since one was worthy. Ugh, you keep saying that. Who are you? What is this? Why am I worthy? Hey! What's happening? Where am I now? I don't know, Alex. You're in the blood dimension. Or something. You're in a terrifying monolith from space. This actually looks a lot like the stairwell out. This is so fucking cool, by the way. I love this shit. Eldritch Horror, please, and thank you. Oh, was this guy a demon? Like, that's like a big thing, right? It's like demons. Hello. Ooh, I love him. I love him. He's so cool. Ah, I love him. Sorry, I'm supposed to be horrified. Ah. No, you're not real. This can't be real. Few have ever come so far as to behold our divine countenance. Fewer still would ever dare, but I have fed well over these many years. My head. What? All I needed to regain my strength, supping on the tender fruits of your kind, all in exchange for your petty, fleeting conception of power. Just shut up. I can't think. God. Yes, we have been called that. So many names, by so many throats, writhing in feverish love and devotion, stronger with each gasping, desperate praise, until the betrayal by one of your kind, a fearful worm who twisted our rituals and left us caged below. Half in, half out, the gate but a crack when it should be a gape, but watching, always watching, and feeding. You feed on. Drop by drop, the elixir of your suffering upon our many tongues, sustaining us, strengthening us, your fear because you are weak. You suffer because you are weak. You could have fled, yet you came to us to complete the ritual. This is your purpose. You are our key. No, that's not true. Everything I've gone through, my whole life, it can't be. Oh, my body feels like it's on fire. You always struggle, worms twisting through the carcass of the cosmos, but we shall give you greater purpose, a part of our great being, as we scorch this plane with the glory of our rule. No, no. No! The gate opens. The time has come. Accept your place in eternity. Shut up! My whole life, things I've done and experienced, the people who have helped and loved me, my family, my friends, Torres, and everyone else. It doesn't matter what I've accomplished. My life is worth something. My life is worth everything. And I'll give it all to make sure you can never, ever do this to anyone ever again. You need me to keep the gate open, but I'm a worm, huh? Well, I hope you choke on me. Torres? She's not coming back. You don't know that. Just give her a little longer. It's been hours, damn it. She's not responding to the radio. That tremor just a few minutes ago was the biggest one so far. She might have... Look, we've been all over this damn place calling for her. She's gone. Surprise, surprise. Look who's ready to save his own hide. Now you listen to me, you... Please, everyone. We can't turn on each other. Look, I want her to be all right too. But if we can't find her, and if she's not responding, then... He's right. Torres. Alex promised she'd be back, and if she hasn't, then... But she said it herself. The best thing we could do would be to bring help. So, we'll go, and we'll bring help. It's the only thing we can do. Let's get moving, everyone. We can't do anything else here. Following the events of the mansion, Torres found herself very busy indeed, tracking down and apprehending everyone she possibly could who had a connection to the society, whether the authorities wanted her help or not. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and fire, and, oddly, a new appreciation for life. She had learned, after all, how unexpectedly fleeting it could be, and tried to slow down and enjoy it more when she could. Sometimes. A little. Torres spent the rest of her life in the pursuit of bringing to justice those who abused their power and resources, including, eventually, the corrupt officers who had been responsible for her leaving the force all those years ago. Though she had many offers to join other agencies over the years, she would always turn them down. In her own words, "I already lost the best partner I could ever hope for. How can anyone else possibly ever measure up?" Charles. I'm sorry, this is dramatic, because of course Alex doesn't make it out. While the public would never truly believe the wilder elements of the events recounted at the mansion, Charles didn't care. For him, it was a validation of everything he had spent his life chasing, and between that and an intense desire to make the most of the time Alex's sacrifice had granted him, he threw himself into his work and studies with a renewed sense of purpose. He would eventually become one of the world's most respected scholars on folklore and the occult, even getting a few cameos in some of his favorite horror movie series, much to his delight. Charles's experiences in the mansion had also left him keenly aware of how much people had to offer one another and how fleeting his time really was. Though it was often an awkward, halting process, he spent the rest of his days determined to reach out to others as best he could, and was remembered by those who knew him best as an eccentric soul who only truly wanted two things: to be known and to be of help. Let's see. William! Following the events at the mansion, the next several years of William's life were thrown into upheaval. His connection to the society meant he came under intense scrutiny, and as he reluctantly shared what he knew, only to discover he had no way to actually prove anything, and all those he implicated had rock-solid alibis, including his so-called former friends who used their connections and influence to effectively financially ruin him. It left him paranoid, mistrustful, and very, very bitter. For the first time in his life, William found himself undergoing what was for him some very unpleasant self-reflection. It would be unreasonable to say he had ever had a complete change of heart and became a good person, but over time, with some awkward attempts at learning, one might say he was on the way to being a better one. Well, I guess that's the best you can hope for out of him. While the media was reacting to the shock of finding out about a secret society, Ruth was focused on one thing: rolling up her sleeves and getting back to work. With the help of Torres, and surprisingly, William, Ruth was able to keep her clinic work out of the public eye. To the frustration of the press, any interviews she deigned to take focused on only one thing: the people who needed better help than a system that was failing them. But if the media was bored by her words, the public was inspired by them, and Ruth's passion quickly spread like wildfire as more and more people took action to fight for change. All Ruth cared about was that she had her family and friends, a warm cat, and a cold beer to come back to at the end of the day. Though she was still haunted by what she had experienced at the mansion, Ruth finally realized what so many whose lives she'd touched had always known: that what she did mattered and had made a profound difference, regardless of what anyone might have tried to tell her otherwise. And Kai. Honestly, Kai, you had the least going on, so I'm really interested to see what this is. Prior to the events at the mansion, Kai had felt as if they were struggling to figure out where their passion truly lay in life. However, afterwards, Kai was unable to stop thinking about the things they had seen, the people they had met and lost, and their own place in events. For the first time in their life, Kai felt a powerful motivation to be someone who can touch the lives of others, even in some small way. To be someone who helped, rather than someone who hurt. Kai felt strongly that people should be able to enjoy their lives without needing the power and influence to justify it. After college, Kai's architecture career was marked by a focus in public libraries, parks, theaters, any place people might find a little joy and experience. For most of their life, Kai would describe themselves as nobody important. The places they conceived and built that would stand to enrich the lives of others for decades to come would say otherwise. Until the bitter end. Save the world. What? We saved the world? I guess so. So I guess if we had left with everyone else, everyone would have died because we were the Tartarus key and we opened the gate? But I thought we only opened the gate by going down there and talking to the old god. Oh, were the people who made this game not native English speakers? Because the writing was so good. Like, it didn't ever feel like they were not native English speakers. But maybe that would explain some of the weird typos and stuff. Okay, I guess that's it. Wow, that's the ending. Well, that's the ending where you save everybody and go back and do the last puzzle and everything. Obviously, there are more endings. I have a lot of thoughts. Yeah. What do I think about this game? Well, I've said pretty often that I like this game a lot. I'm gonna load in and just go into a place that has sort of better ambiance. Hey guys. Um, but yeah. So what do I think about this game? I think this game's so fucking good. Um, I love escape rooms, especially after playing like 999 and Virtue's Last Reward. I have played Zero Time Dilemma, but I don't really like it that much. I mean, the escape rooms are fine, but I don't like it as much. Um, I've come to really love escape rooms, and I was like so delighted by all of the rooms in this game. Like, I feel like all of the puzzles are so fun to solve and really clever, and you know, like I don't know. I just think they're all just so well designed, like really well designed escape rooms, really well designed puzzles. There were a couple ones that like stumped me for a little bit, but there was never a moment where I was like, okay, I have to look this up. That never happened. I was always able to figure it out on my own. Eventually, I just had to think about it. I think my biggest problem playing this game was that I would overcomplicate a lot of the puzzles, and the puzzles were more straightforward than I assumed, and that would like cause me trouble. But otherwise, I think almost all of the puzzles in the game are really well designed. The only one that I have any significant issue with is the server cable puzzle, and the only reason why is because it just feels a little arbitrary, the order in which you have to like put the symbols on the servers, and the weirdness of like if you remove the plugs just right, then the symbols will stay even without being connected to the sources, and that was confusing and led me down a direction that didn't go anywhere. So, that's like one thing that I can say that I'm like a little bit, not I wasn't super into. Oh boy. We got this conversation again. This is not what I really meant to do. I didn't realize when this was from. But, yeah. So I think from a gameplay perspective, this game is great. Like, this game's gameplay is amazing. Super good. Loved all of the puzzles. They were also clever. They make you feel clever for solving them. I mean, obviously they have to be solvable because, it's a game, and ultimately you have to be able to win. But like none of the puzzles ever felt like very few of the puzzles ever felt like a gimme. Maybe Kai's puzzle in the vats room felt like a gimme, but they kind of explain why it's a gimme because it was kind of a shit show, because of they had technical difficulties on the back end in game diegetically that made that puzzle a gimme. But otherwise, I think the rest of the puzzles are really good, never frustrating, just take some thonkin to figure out. So, love this game. Love this game. Love the gameplay. Um, the I want to talk about the writing last. So let's talk about the visuals of this game. I think visuals are great. Like, you know me. I don't care about high fidelity, realistic graphics. I think PS1 like graphics for horror style games is a little overdone, but this game came out 2 years ago, and I can't deny that the lower fidelity does kind of make things eerier a little bit for me, because you have to fill in more blanks, and I like that. So, like, even though I think everybody makes their game look like a PS1 horror game, every indie horror game looks like a PS1 game these days, there are worse decisions that you could make, and I think, honestly, this game looks great within that paradigm. Like, I loved all of the rooms. I loved the underground section. That was so pretty. I loved the art of, like, the exit that we could have taken. Like, that was so pretty. I love the design of the old god. That was so good. Yeah, everything in this game looks great. Like, just the graphics are like, chef's kiss, like perfect, perfect for what this game is. Super good, like super good, super well implemented. I guess that you have this like weird lighting changing issue, but like who cares? I made jokes about it and throughout the playthrough, but like who cares? Who cares about this? This is dumb, but it doesn't matter. So that's how I feel about the graphics. The sound design, I think sometimes, like, I thought at the beginning that the sound was really well balanced because I didn't have to change too many settings to start the game. Like, I didn't have to turn down the master volume to like 0 when I, started playing the game, which is typically what I do in literally every game that I play. So I thought it was really well balanced, but I will say certain areas the music is super loud and annoying, and in certain areas the sound effects are super loud and annoying. So I don't know, like it that's like my only issue with the sound design. Is just like sometimes the balancing is a little weird, but never a problem. Sound effects all work and are all good. No low quality anything. Everything fits whatever we're doing. Never was there a moment where I was like, huh, that should have a sound effect. Or, huh, that sounded weird for this item. That never happened. Like, which is an A+ for me on sound effects. The music, love the music up in William's room. Otherwise, the music in the game is good. I like it. Not sure I'm gonna look it up later and like listen to it on my own time. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I just think it's good. I don't think it's like outstanding. I'm not gonna make sure to go like look it up later. But I do like it, and I do think it fits the game very well. So yeah, like that part. And then the writing. The writing in this game is so good. The characters are so charming. Alex is really fun and interesting and sassy and just a great character to inhabit throughout playing the game. I think she's super well characterized. I similarly love Torres. Torres is so good. Like, love her, like, no nonsense demeanor. Like, great. Love Torres. Love William as, like, a foil to Alex and Torres as, like, basically the bad guy, like, because we don't meet any of the actual bad guys in this game. We only get to meet the characters that are in the mansion. But as, like, the token sort of bad guy victim, I love William. He's really funny. He's really well written as, like, a shitty person. Well, not a shitty person. He's like a privileged rich person who just has never thought about other people. But he's not like the worst human being to ever live deep down. He's just inconsiderate of others and dismissive and insulated from other people by wealth and power. So, like, and that does a lot to make you a bad person. But I like that he's characterized well enough that you can tell that he's not really a piece of shit under all that. If he just wasn't a rich dude, like, maybe he wouldn't be such an asshole. Anyway, so love that. Charles, I liked him. I love the quirky professor. Unfortunately, just not a lot of him in the game, and this is the same problem that happens to Charles, Ruth, and Kai. Charles, Ruth, and Kai are sort of just there. They don't really have much beyond their sort of one-note personality, which is like Charles, kooky professor, Ruth, the nicest doctor ever, Kai, the most normal person alive. Just Kai is literally some guy, like that, like literally in narrative, according to the designers of this like mansion house spooky game, Kai is literally some guy that they kidnapped. So it's like, Kai really reflects that energy, I think, in like a really good way. But it ultimately makes them very uninteresting. So I don't know. I'm sort of half and half. It feels like half the cast is really well characterized and the other half is not. And, it almost feels like there were supposed to be more optional conversations throughout the game where you get to know these characters a little bit more and they interact a little bit more, but we didn't have the time or the budget to write that and put it in the game, so we didn't. And, I think it suffers a little bit for it, but I still really like the game regardless. Like, I still think the game is excellent, even if, like, half the cast is a little flat. Ultimately, they also had to, like, think about, all of these characters other than Torres could die. So, like, they had to think about, like, well, what do we want to sink resources into? Do we want to write a bunch of dialogue for a character who might not even exist at X point in the story, or when you're looking at Y object in X room? Like, you know, I get it. I get why it's not like that. So, you know, it's not a big deal. But I wish there was just a little bit more, but I get why there isn't. The overall premise, you know, great. Typical. Bunch of people are kidnapped, gotta solve a bunch of puzzles to escape. It's a rich person's game type thing. You know, we've seen this many times. I don't know if this is a genre, but this is a very common premise. And honestly, I don't hate it. I think it's a great premise. I think the game ultimately executes it super well. And it's just a good time. This game is just a good time all the way through. Just really, really fun. Really, really enjoyable. Great. Love that. The Eldritch Horror stuff, I was so scared at the end when we got to the Elder God that, like, the game was going to chicken out with Alex's, like, big damn hero moment where she, like, kills God and goes home and everybody's happy, which is just, like, such an unrealistic expectation to have for a scenario when you're literally in front of an elder being. Like, definitely would have been kind of like, I would have been squinting, if we got the hashtag good ending, you know what I mean, in that way. But they didn't do it, and I was very pleased by that. Very, very, very pleased. Because, you fight an elder god, it's not gonna have an happy ending. That's not how that works. But I think it reinforces, because this is the thing I say all the time about Eldritch Horror. It reinforces the idea, like, the point of Eldritch Horror is about making you feel small. It's about making you feel insignificant. It's about making you feel like the things that you do don't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I think one of the core themes of this game is that you are not small, you are not insignificant. The things that you do matter. Do they matter in the grand scheme of things? Maybe not, but they do matter to the people around you. They matter in the life that you're living, and they matter to the people who will live after you, even if they don't know who you were or what you did. So, yeah, I think, like, this game absolutely knocks that element of Eldritch Horror out of the park. Does it super well. Love it. And I think Alex's sacrifice really fulfills that element of Eldritch Horror in a great way. So I think that's also really well written and well done, and I think that the thematics of the story are really well tied into it, and I like how Ruth is kind of tied into that theme. I like how everybody's tied into that theme, how all of them sort of end their lives as, like, a person who helps others more, sort of taking after Alex's example, even though Alex feels like throughout the game she didn't really help anyone before coming to the mansion. So, like, yeah, I think it's, like, super cool, super awesome. I think the thematics of this game are so tight, so well done. I'm so interested to see how the game would work if, like, all of the characters are dead. Like, is it just lamer, or just like do you know what I mean? Because, like, sometimes with, like, games like this where, like, you have divergent storytelling in that way, it just feels like some of the endings just kind of suck more because, like, not everybody's there, but that's, like, it. There's, like, no major differences outside of that. Really interested to dig into that. Haven't done it yet. Not gonna do it on camera, I think, because I feel like if you want to explore everything this game has to offer, don't watch it on YouTube. Buy it. Play it. I love this game. I think you should definitely buy it and play it. That's, like, my sort of total review. But yeah, having gone through my sort of checklist of, like, gameplay, visuals, sound, storytelling, I think we sort of reached the end of my little post-credits discussion here. Yeah, final thoughts? Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Make more games. Give these people all the money. Give it to them. Give them the money. Give them the money, Torres. Give it to them, William. Yeah, this is super good. I loved it. I hope this studio makes more. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for following me through this whole game. I appreciate it. I'm happy that this game was so good. Yay. I, once again, have no idea what I'm going to record next. So I will be seeing you guys at some point in the future whenever I figure out what that is. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!